WWE Superstar Drew McIntyre joined the team over at Pencil in Nashville, Tennessee to help pack some back-to-school kits on the road to Wrestlemania. Pencil is a nonprofit organization that builds strategic partnerships between the community groups and the needs of Metro Nashville public schools. We had the opportunity of sitting down and talking to Drew about what inspires him to give back, his favorite school subjects, SummerSlam, and even the upcoming Clash at the Castle. I hope you enjoy the interview. What kind of inspires you to come to events like this?
I want to be part of whatever I can do to make a difference and use our ability as WWE superstars to bring awareness to places like Pencil. It's something that became very important to me during my second run with WWE. I was signed when I was 21 from Scotland. Spent 8 years with WWE. It was all very much about the in-ring stuff, winning titles, glory on TV, probably the same outside the company, try to work my way back and find myself as a person. And finding myself as a wrestler, and more specifically a person, I realized I wanted to make a difference wherever I could. And now I tell WWE all the time, just keep me busy. If anyone looks at my social or WWE social, chances are you're going to see like my face and Titus O'Neil's face more than anybody's, because we just want to be part of whatever we can, be it Special Olympics where I'm champion ambassador, or be it local work in the community during our big events. Like we've got SummerSlam and the 30th Nissan Stadium. And I live here, which is great. We always want to give back to the community we're performing in, not just we're WWE, we're just going to do this to look good and then we're going to move on to our next show. We want to make a lasting impression in the community. We want to make a difference that's going to continue for years and years to come. And also I live here, so I want to make a difference to my local community, and I love whatever I can truly make a difference, and that's what's more important to me now about than the in-ring stuff.
What was your favorite subject in school?
My favorite subjects in school, I guess I didn't really probably realize it at the time, because I thought I didn't love school that much. I was so concerned about being a wrestler. I've been obsessed with being a WWE wrestler since I was 5-6 years old. But I understood how important education was, because my parents mostly hammered at home. But I was good at history and to a lesser extent English, but especially history. And as much as I was like, oh my goodness, this can be so boring, because everyone else was telling me it was boring, I was always interested, like, tell me more about this particular period of time. And I always got the best grades there, probably straight A's for history, and English was like A's and B's. And business I always done well in also. Again, I thought I don't find this very interesting, but I must have, because I paid a lot of attention. I got straight A's for it, to the point where my guidance counselor was telling me you should really pursue business in university. And I was like, I feel like it's not going to help my wrestling career. Like, okay, let's pretend wrestling's not going to happen, but it is going to happen. Okay, Drew, let's look at your grades and figure out something that works for maybe you and your future, just in case, even though it's going to happen, just in case. And we found criminology, where it's something I was interested in. It took me back to when I was a kid, and I loved the X-Files, the paranormal, things outside the box. And also I was like, I can profile all those crazy people I'm going to work with in wrestling in the future, so let's do criminology. That was my degree.
SummerSlam, obviously you're wrestling inside a stadium. What's it like wrestling in a stadium versus just like your kind of normal venue?
It's a lot bigger, for one.
Yeah, for sure.
The arenas, we can get up to about 20,000 people, and those arenas vary. Sometimes we have 50,000, 60,000, 70,000. There's been over 100,000 people in those stadiums. I mean, you walk out there, it's just a sea of people. And the noise is interesting. It varies. If we have a roof on the stadium, it is absolutely deafening. At AT&T Stadium, we did Wrestlemania this past year in Dallas, Texas. I walked out, I believe, in the first night and the second match. And the first match had an injury. If you remember, Rick Boogs got hurt during that match, and we kind of had to do a restart. Like, we were the first match, and myself and Corbin were all right, let's give them a show. We walked out there expecting them to be a little on a sour note because of what happened in the last match. And during my entrance, when I walked out, just hearing the response was just insane. When I do my bit where I raise my 5-foot sword in the air and the fire comes out the stage, I just could not believe how loud everybody was. The loudest I've ever heard a stadium, because they have that roof that's close to the ground. And just, I can remember how many people were there, 60,000 plus in that stadium. Just such an unbelievable noise. But at the same time, I remember WrestleMania a few years prior to that, myself and Roman Reigns had a match at WrestleMania 35, and I walked out and I was like, I can see them opening their mouths, I know they're making noise, but I can't hear them, and I'm kind of half deaf as it is. But if there's no roof, the sound travels up. So I don't always enjoy those ones. I love seeing other people, but at the same time, you want to hear the crowd, you want to feel the crowd, and kind of know which direction you're going to go with the match, because it's all about feel for me when you're out there.
For sure.
If you can't hear them properly, it's a lot harder to feel, and it's bizarre to see that many people with their mouths open, know they're screaming, and not hear them because sound travels up straight out that
Clash
roof.
at the Castle. First big stadium event in 30
That one's got a
years.
roof, and that one's got a roof. When I say TNT Stadium was like close to the ground,
Yeah.
I've been inside the Principality in Cardiff. It practically is the same as this roof. I'm looking up right now at the roof in pencil here.
Yeah.
That's how basically close it is to the ground, and we can fit like 60,000 people in there.
Are you excited for that?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I've been talking about for years. Since I came to WWE, I remember when I was like 22, 23 in John Laurinaitis' office, saying to him, head of talent relations at the time, Johnny, why had a big show like SummerSlam 92 in a stadium? Since like 92, it was all logistics and there's a lot of things that, even I don't understand.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, sure, kind of brushed it off. Years pass, and we get the WWE network, obviously on Peacock now, but the network at the time we started doing these super shows across the world. Then we do Australia, which is a massive time difference. I'm like, wait a minute. And I once again go to the office. If we can do a show in Australia and all these other countries, and there's only like a 4 or 5 hour time difference in the UK, why the hell can't we do in the UK? I promise the fan base there is the most rabid fan base in the world. It will sell out. Look at all the soccer matches. Look how wild they are. Look how crazy the crowds are. We can do it. So, oh no, it's logistics. Logistics. Always the same excuse. They always try to shrug me off. Eventually, I become WWE champion. I start getting all these media opportunities, and I just keep throwing it in every interview I can possibly mention. What's your goals? I have all these goals. This goal, and I want the significant UK stadium show. And it got to the point I mentioned it so much, someone in the office said to me, have you heard something you probably shouldn't have? There's something going on, there might be talks going on. You just do your thing, I'll keep doing my thing. And eventually I got to meet with the representatives in Cardiff. They seemed excited with the idea of a show in Cardiff. Then they came to WrestleMania, they saw the spectacle, and I told them, you see that? That's what's going to happen. It wasn't called Clash at the Castle yet, but that's what's going to happen at Clash at the Castle.
Yeah.
They were very, very excited. And then when it became official, because nothing's official till it's official, even everyone told me it was official, in the know, I was like, don't believe you. Once it was public, I sat down, I went, oh my goodness, we did it. Hope the tickets go well, because I've been talking about this so long, the public will literally go, hey, it failed. That's Drew's fault. So I'll be the public scapegoat, so I'm glad to hear things are going really well, and it's going to be an awesome show.